Investigators say there was a double murder in Graniteville, South Carolina about 7 Saturday night. A woman and her boyfriend shot and killed. Well, right after the crime, officers from Aiken County and the Aiken Department of Public Safety say they saw a person they thought was the suspect and they chased him. That chase ended, officers shot him, and he's in the hospital. So far, no word on his identity. That double murder, though, happened on Louise Street, and it has rocked that small community. News Channel 6's Renetta Dubose live now. Renetta?
Brad, one of the neighbors that we spoke with nearly came to tears about this situation. The woman killed in this home, Lacey Boyd, had become close with some of her neighbors, making this news hard to bear.
The wife said, that must be firecrackers somewhere. I said, no, that's not firecrackers.
Billy Kirkland says he was sitting in his den at home when he and his wife heard what they ultimately realized were gunshots.
Just moments later, I saw a car speeding by my house, leaving, and it was kind of suspicious that I saw that.
News Channel 6 also spoke with neighbor Sarah Wheaton. She tells us she called 911 after hearing the gunfire.
I ran to the door, and just as I ran to the door and opened the screen door, I looked, and this man walked out the end of the house with a gun in his hand.
Just after 7 Saturday night, Aiken County deputies found 43-year-old Lacey Boyd and her boyfriend, an unidentified 51-year-old man, in the Louise Street home in Graniteville. The suspect fled the area and led police on a chase into Aiken, where he shot at deputies and Aiken Department of Public Safety officers. He was taken to the hospital after being shot twice. Neighbors are now left with grieving their friends now gone.
She's been here quite some time, and she would come over to our house sometime and get my wife to run her up to the store.
It's so hard to believe that somebody could be that evil, to go in and take 2 lives.
Now, neighbors also tell us that Boyd is the mother to a young son. SLED is investigating that officer-involved shooting, and of course, the double murder is still being investigated. In Graniteville, Renetta Dubose, Wjbf News Channel 6. Back to you.
2 people are dead following a wreck on Edgefield Highway. It happened near Lakeshore Drive. Investigators say a dump truck was traveling north down that road when a Camry crossed the center line, hitting the truck head-on. 30-year-old Alexander Fowler and 25-year-old Tiana Posey were pronounced dead at the scene. Eureka Fire Department and Aiken County law enforcement were investigating the incident.
A lot of people stopped to turn in the road near our Mender Repair, and they have a lot of rear ends due to people not paying attention, and I really think they need a flashing light sign up here because there's several accidents that occur in front of our business.
The person driving the dump truck was sent to a nearby hospital. He is expected to recover.
Well, the Burke County Sheriff's Office trying to find out who's been stealing from local car dealerships. They're taking parts that can be pretty valuable at the scrapyard. Here's News Channel 6's Chloe Salsameda.
The search is on for 3 suspects who came to this Dodge dealership in Waynesboro and sought off expensive car parts in the middle of the night. The Burke County Sheriff's Office is now asking for the public's help in identifying them before they strike again. Car dealerships in Waynesboro are on high alert after parts are stolen off several cars in what appears to be a targeted operation. Last week, catalytic converters were cut off at least 5 cars at the Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram dealership. A neighboring dealership was affected too.
They were in and out of here in an hour, so it wasn't their first time doing it.
Catalytic converters are found on the bottom of cars and are used to filter exhaust, and they can be expensive to replace.
They're made of platinum components within the inside of them, and so that when you take those catalytic converters off and you take them to scrapyards and things like that, you're able to make, I guess at some point, pretty decent money over it.
The Sheriff's Office is now searching for 3 suspects they believe are responsible. They're described as black males who were seen driving this pickup truck.
We've been canvassing the areas. They've been looking at different surveillance footages. They have tried to, maybe pull fingerprints.
Investigators are hoping the suspects are caught before they strike other dealerships in the area. Until then, they have a message for those business owners.
We encourage all dealerships to ensure that if you have a surveillance system, ensure that it's working properly. Ensure that you have backups to those systems. Ensure that you have your dealership in well-lit areas.
The Burke County Sheriff's Office is asking anyone with information to contact them immediately. In Waynesboro, Chloe Salsameda, WJBF, News Channel 6.
They are the two finalists for the job of
a campaign complaint has been filed against Augusta District Attorney Natalie Payne. The complaint was filed with a state agency that looks into campaign finance. Now, it's focused on a Facebook post by the CAVE Task Force. The post supports Payne in her campaign in the DA race. The complaint says that's not right because CAVE falls under the DA's office. From here, the state agency will determine if the complaint has merit. If they think it does, there will be a hearing. In the meantime, Natalie Payne issued this statement. She says, "It is incredibly sad that my opponent is attacking a volunteer task force focused on protecting the vulnerable and elderly. This complaint is 100% false," she says, and Jared Williams should be ashamed of himself for coordinating such a ridiculous and politically motivated publicity stunt.
Tonight we're going to start by talking about Hurricane Sally. Here it is in the Gulf of Mexico. And you'll notice that it looks like, wait, boy, just right into Pensacola. That's not the case. The center of the circulation is well out here, still in the Gulf. We still have a long way to go with this storm, and so we'll be watching very, very closely. Closer to home, though, with our Viper 6 radar, we have a few little showers thanks to a cold front that is moving through. And very little light showers near Wrightsboro. Maybe a few little light showers over the city, but really nothing to write home about. And further towards the south here, near Louisville and one off of Highway 56, dealing with some showers there. Here's the bigger picture. Again, the front will move on through. It will dry us out a smidge for tomorrow, and then lower the temperatures. 93, our current temperature in the city. Waynesboro at 92, Washington at 88, Aiken, you're at 89 degrees. Beautiful view over the city with our Wjbf Sky View Cam from SRP Park. And again, one quick little shower or two for tonight. Futurecast at 7 o'clock shows some of these showers that will move on through. They'll continue basically moving from the northeast to the southwest. Again, not a lot of rain here with this, thank goodness, right? And there's 10 o'clock tonight. We should have one or two little showers, and that'll be about it. Big changes with our forecast. We'll detail the impacts of Sally headed our way coming up in just a few minutes. Jenny Brett.
Tim, thanks. Aiken County students have been back in school for about 2 weeks now. And there are some parents out there who wonder if all the students are getting the same quality of education, the stay-at-home kids versus the face-to-face kids. Here's News Channel 6's Kim Vickers.
Some Aiken County parents are saying that the hybrid model is not what they expected. They say their students are only getting 2 days of face-to-face instruction time a week, and the rest of the time is packet work.
Those parents also say they believed when they registered their children for school they would be receiving 2 days of virtual instruction as well as the 2 days of face-to-face learning. Some are concerned that students who are using the hybrid model will not get an equal education compared to students attending all virtual school or elementary students once they go back in person 5 days a week. The superintendent of Aiken County Schools says that it all balances out.
We do the 2 face-to-face days, which teachers and parents have both told me that they've been able to accomplish a lot more so far in those 2 days than they normally would have because they're able to focus on priority standards. They've got a smaller group of students, and they can provide more individualized attention and move through the curriculum a lot faster.
Again, the Aiken County School Board will meet again in October to discuss when to send elementary school kids back to school full-time. In Aiken, I'm Kim Vickers, WJBF, News Channel 6.
On a visit to your local pharmacy or grocery regarding getting your flu shot. Several retailers are offering free or significantly reduced shots, also incentive bonuses for rolling up your sleeve for the vaccine. AU's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Philip Kuhl, talked to us about why it is so important to get that flu shot now during the battle against COVID-19.
Well, we need everyone to get vaccinated for the flu this year. If you get the flu, it's going to be indistinguishable from COVID-19. The symptoms are very similar, especially early on. So we're going to need everybody to be getting a flu shot, particularly those that are most at risk from COVID-19, so that we don't create a lot of confusion around that.
Dr. Kuhl says if there is a bad flu season on top of the pandemic, it could very well overload the healthcare system.
Well, for the past few months, a lot of states around the country are watching Georgia as it tries to stop the spread of the coronavirus from its moves to close late, reopen early, no statewide mask mandate. curve is flattening. Public Health Commissioner Dr. Kathleen Toomey says she is concerned about COVID fatigue with people not wearing masks and going back to business as usual. Right now, she just wants everybody to get a flu shot.
Our cases are going down. Our case positivity is going down. Deaths are plateauing, but they're not going down yet, which actually is not surprising because we had such a high spike just a few weeks ago. But we have to continue to be vigilant.
The state health department reports about 6,000 people have died because of complications from the virus.
Coming up next, more calls tonight to remove the postmaster from his job.
That's following.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6. Let's go to the mountains, where coming up this weekend, it will be chilly in the mountains. All this green, we'll start to see some color as a big cold front will come through, and we'll see temperatures in the 40s. 93 officially in the city, Barnwell at 91, McCormick at 87. We're still a little toasty today from 90 at Wrightsville to Sandersville at 89 degrees. This is Sally. The center circulation here, it continues to move towards the north-northwest. Now wind speeds at 100 miles per hour. This will be a big storm as it continues to approach what may be Biloxi, Mississippi, and then take this turn. Notice by Friday, it is right on our doorstep. Now, wind speeds at 25 miles per hour, and it will certainly have an impact on us for sure. But that really won't be till the Wednesday, late Wednesday through Thursday, Friday time frame. So Sally impacts mostly as heavy rain, and I mean some heavy rain. We could see 15, 20 inches of rain in parts of Mississippi, Alabama. This will move off towards the east. We will not have that type of rain. It will be a far cry from it, but 1 to 3 inch rain totals certainly are possible Wednesday through Friday, and this will be a changing forecast as we go along here. This is Paulette, pretty big hurricane that will remain out to sea, and check this out. There's Renee, about ready to fade away. There's Tropical Storm Teddy. There's Vicky, and here is another tropical wave coming off the coast of Africa. I won't show you all the paths on that, but I will tell you that for the most part, all of this remains to remain in the Atlantic, and that's good news, not headed towards the U.S. We have a cold front moving through tonight, believe it or not, and it will lower the temperature and humidity for tomorrow. Here's Futurecast, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. The air starts to clear, but watch what happens by late Tuesday night. Notice the clouds switch right back to the south, and they move south to north. That's moisture from Sally that will start to move in. That'll start to give us cloud cover, and then rain late Wednesday, and that'll be with us through Friday. So maybe a quick early shower tonight. It will be less humid, low of 69. Tomorrow we're up to only 84. Less humid. You'll certainly feel that tomorrow, but then the humidity returns with a vengeance as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Again, this will be a changing forecast based on the movement of Sally, so make sure you stay with us. Download our weather app, our hurricane tracker on our website. All of this is great stuff. So we'll be dealing with this rain Thursday, Friday. Then check this out. Notice the weekend, right? We'll have a cold front move through, and that will be some mighty big fall air for us, and temperatures into the 70s, lows in the 50s. That's your forecast.
All right. Thanks so much, Tim.
President Trump is in California.